All right, guys, so it's the next day here. I'm gonna get back at it end of the day. Got the live deck loaded up, and then had a little issue with the power pack, the Easton made power pack. It seems like it gets a little bit of water in it. We've had a lot of rain, and I haven't ran in a while. I haven't ran firewood in, I don't know, it's probably been a week and a half or so since I've cranked everything up out here, since I've been working on the processor and just doing other things. But I wanted to get back out here and try to run a little bit of wood today. I've got kind of a busy day. Got to pick a truck up at a mechanic and do a couple deliveries and that kind of thing. So, and probably load some customers out in between. And so I'm probably not going to be able to get a whole lot of seat time in today processing, but we'll see what we get done. I just wanted to bring you guys along with me. Hopefully this Easton made power pack is going to fire up for me this morning. I think I'll let it sit overnight, and you know, because it fired and ran just for a little bit and then shut off. So that fuel in the carburetor is good, was good, and now I think it just got a little bit of water in it. So I'm gonna drain what's in the bowl of the carburetor out one more time, pull the fuel line since the tank has settled out, drain out what's in the bottom of the fuel tank, and then hopefully it'll fire up and run for me. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to really determine how my day ends up going. But I'm hoping that works out and everything cranks up for me good, because it's frustrating when that happens and I got to fight that before I can get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get my socket set, bring it over there while I'm going. My brother is still over there on that retaining wall job with a few of our guys as well, and it's been a project, and with all this rain we've been having, it has definitely slowed things down over there, so making it take a little bit longer than we had hoped. Not that I thought we'd be done by now, but I thought we'd be closer to finish than we are. Let's just put it that way. So all right, I'm gonna see if I can get this thing fired up. Right there at the end, I was just putting the air cleaner back on. I had taken that off yesterday, just trying to get it running on some starting fluid and run that fuel through it, but it didn't. It was fighting me, and I needed to get going anyway. So I just said, let's just let it settle out, and we'll figure it out in the morning. So I'm glad it worked out, and we got it going, and I'm gonna get everything else fired up. I'm going to fuel that back up since I've drained so much out of it. I drained a good bit out of it yesterday as well, just trying to get it going. So go and fuel that back up, get the processor fired up, and we'll get started here in just a minute. And if y'all were watching from the beginning of the video, I did go ahead and tighten this terminal up right here, so that fired up on its own this morning, no problem there. Just now cranked it up as well, so that negative terminal was just extremely loose, so we got it going, so that's nice. Go grab my headphones and we'll get in the cab and we'll start making some wood. Alright, so that's what we just made right there. Still got everything on that conveyor there to still come through, but it's a decent little pile for a short little run there. I'm gonna go ahead and load the live deck back up, and then I'm probably gonna have to go pick that truck up. I'm just waiting on my help to finish up what he's doing, so then we can go. My log supplier just sent me the weigh tickets on that load that was right here, and it was 32.52 tons. So just to give you guys an idea, and you know, it's got that little bit of hickory that's over there, and that oak. I've run one live deck, and then I've loaded the live deck and then put all those logs there. So, but earlier in the video, you know, it was all right here in this location. So, you know, I'm gonna do the math on that. So at 2.5 tons per cord, we're at just over 13 cords in that log truck there, that tractor trailer. So, and I mean, if I had a day to do this by myself, I mean, I could easily run through those. I mean, probably in about 4 hours, you know, by myself, maybe 5 hours. But it's good quality logs, makes it go pretty quick. got back from lunch. Well, I just ate lunch, but we got back from getting that truck picked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get going back out here again. I'm gonna get out here and start running some more wood. Maybe we can make it through that whole tractor trailer load today. I don't know. It's probably around. And we just did a mulch delivery, and then I'm waiting to possibly get some tires put on a truck before I can send the other delivery out. I got a guy that mobile tire service that comes to our shop, and we supply him with firewood, and we give him a deal, he gives us a great deal, so that works out well for us. We like that, not having to carry it to a shop and have to worry about when we're ever gonna, go back and pick it up and all that kind of thing. So that's been nice to have. It's just a local shop. It's a local shop down the road, so they do have a brick and mortar that we could bring it to, but it's nice that they have mobile trucks and he'll just come out here and do it for us on site. So but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get running again here, and see if we can get through the majority of these logs anyways today. I kind of need to I'm really, I'll show you kind of how far I've gotten. I've done about a live deck and a half. You see what's on the live deck over there, almost a live deck and a half anyways that I've run, and we'll just show you the progress we're making, how much debris we've created with just that amount of wood. This was completely empty, and then we've of course got some wood on that conveyor right there, and I've definitely got finished wood, well, not all finished wood, but plenty of wood right here on the blockbuster conveyor going up to the tumbler. And let's take a look at the resplits as well as that finished pile. That's where we stand right there on resplits, and just like in previous videos, there's definitely some finished wood in there, but not much. It looks like that's all pretty decent sized stuff that's going to need to be resplit. It's hard to tell on camera, in all honesty, the size of it. And like I've said in the past, a lot of you guys would probably consider all that finished sellable wood, but and it's not far from it. It's pretty good sized stuff. But this is all finished size stuff here, and pretty good little start. So we'll get going. We'll get making some more. See how much we can get through today. Hopefully not too much interruptions, but I'm sure there'll be a few more interruptions. I'll go ahead and load the live deck up. I like to, whenever I get in the cab, I like to at least have a full live deck. Alright, we'll get everything cranked up and start running some wood. Gotta go get that camera. Battery, so I decided to bring it in here and charge it while we were gone and while I ate lunch, but I forgot it in here, so I'll grab it off charge. but they work great. They've got a pretty good range as well. It's just, you know, all completely wireless to that monitor that we have mounted inside the cab. Right now that one's blurry on top of the, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the lens off on that one. But I'm gonna get this one back in position and get making some wood. I've got to go talk to a customer, and then we'll get this live deck reloaded and get back at it. Alright, we got that taken care of. We'll get back at it now, make some wood. ran out of batteries, but here's what we made for the day. Pretty good little pile. Yeah, I almost ran through all that wood before I had to leave, but I got to get going for the day. I got a couple more up there on the deck, and then I've got about a live deck worth right here between these two and those right there. And then remember, we had those, I think it's 7 hickory logs right there, so that's a little less than a live deck. So almost got through it today. I mean, had a lot of interruptions, a lot of things going on, but you know, and I was out here by myself, so that was a full tractor trailer load. I think it was like 32.5 tons. I'm gonna take you by and show you the debris that's created off of that amount of wood. So I am gonna just go ahead and run the rest of this before I empty my hopper here. I'll just kick this over with a rake real quick, and then you know, I can just kind of kick that high spot down into there. And then the full, so basically a full tractor trailer will fill this hopper pretty well. And then, you know, it all depends on the size logs that we get, but this is what we're getting out of about, you know, a tractor trailer load. You know, just with that diameter stuff, you know, it all depends on the diameter of wood you're working with. But you know, that's not a full trailer load, but by the time we run the rest of that, I mean, you know, I'd say 3/4 of a trailer, maybe a little bit less than that. I have run into some tractor trailers that definitely produce more resplits than that one did, so that was a pretty good load. You know, but I've also come across better that do about half a trailer load, or maybe a little bit less than half a trailer load in a tractor trailer. So it just depends on the diameter of the wood that we're working with. But it's a good sized pile, you know, for one person, for I'd say maybe 3.5 to 4 hours run time right there. So not too bad. But I got to get going, head to the house. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one.